Today is Friday, May 7th, and I'm Derek O'Shea, and this is the Derek O'Shea Show. An armed group of far-left militants shut down traffic in a residential area in North Portland. Yesterday afternoon, just an average afternoon in Portland, a driver who was stopped by them was assaulted and robbed, and then had their car windows smashed and tires slashed. Yay. Portland doing Portland. And as the mayor doesn't do anything, and why would you live there? If you can just drive down the street and have this happen, and it doesn't go all over the news, and it's just an everyday occurrence as they're on their 2000th day of protest, I don't understand. I get why you live there, but if I had kids, I would be out of that area. Portland is Portland. And they're just becoming a riot city. And it's okay to do it there. And if you want to riot, go to Portland. Because it seems like no one cares. And when you go and you get put in jail, you're taken out immediately. It's just... that area, you hope that something happens soon with just normal people who are tired of it. CNBC said hiring was a huge letdown in April with non-farm payrolls increasing by much less than expected of 266,000, and unemployment rose to 6.1% amid escalating shortage of available workers. Why is there a shortage of available workers? I can't think of any incentive of why to work when you can get paid more for unemployment. Dow Jones estimates that that they had been for 1 million new jobs of an employment rate of 5.8%. You need to take away the incentive of getting paid to do nothing. If you're smart enough and you realize, I can make more money not being paid to do work than I can being paid to do work all day, why would I work? But that's how they like it. CNN's speaking of... This story ties perfectly. CNN's Christine Roman warned that if you haven't felt inflation yet, it's coming. This is CNN. You can expect higher prices for toilet paper, diapers, soft drinks, plane tickets, and a tank full of gas. And I think we've all felt that with the tank full of gas. But I can't understand why she would say that, because it doesn't make Biden look good, as they try to say, it's a Trump policy, it's a post-pandemic, it has nothing to do with the irrational spending Biden is doing and cutting pipelines or anything like that, and encouraging this rhetoric that we're in this incredible pandemic despite there being vaccines and therapeutics, and our hospital systems aren't overwhelmed, and people that are still freaked out are still wearing masks, and vulnerable people like elderly who are nervous are not putting themselves in harm's way. So what? Of course inflation is coming. If you're not ready for inflation, you're not paying attention. Just why do you think all of these cryptocurrencies are skyrocketing? Just ask yourself why. Because people have more faith in a meme crypto, a joking crypto, Dogecoin, which is totally hilarious, but also people feel more confident about that than the American dollar. So it's unbelievable. I mean, all these big prominent like Bill Maher and people are making fun of crypto, but if you don't understand the basis of why it's rising, then you're not watching this inflation happen. On Thursday, the Federal Election Commission, the FEC, terminated its inquiry about former President Donald Trump's payments made to adult film adult film star Stormy Daniels. Finally, they stopped that. Trump praises the FEC for ending its chapter of fake news. That's a quote. By dropping Stormy Daniels' hush money probe, and says it's a case. The case was built on sleazebag lawyer Michael Cohen's lies as he faces New York's AG's tax probe. So that's happened. You got to have Trump in the news of some capacity. But that whole situation. Who cares? A rich guy that slept with a porn star and then gave her hush money to not make her speak. I mean, of course, this happens. I'm sure this happens a lot. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced Wednesday that Yankees and Mets will be segregated into vaccinated and unvaccinated sections starting mid-May. He also said anyone who goes and gets their COVID-19 vaccination on site at the game will get a free ticket. That's why I haven't been vaccinated yet. I'm just holding out for like whatever's the best. I'm waiting for $100,000, a free car. I'm just waiting for the best option available. I feel like it's like draft day for me, and they're just like, entice me to get the vaccine. Do it. I'm not just gonna get it because you want me to. I need to be wooed. I need to be wine, dine, and 69. Oh, The Office. Iran's leader, Khamenei, calls Israel a terrorist camp and tweets to fight against everyone who is responsible. That guy's allowed on Twitter, but Donald Trump isn't. And if you put things about Donald Trump or have statements from his desk that his social media account, fake thing or whatever that he has going on right now where it's only one way and he's his way to communicate to people, if you put that out, you get banned and taken down. But, Iran's leader is, that's okay. It's not part of the narrative. It's a different country. It's not our problem. It's theirs. Chinese greenhouse gas emissions, speaking of their problems, China's greenhouse gas emissions surpassed all developed countries combined for the first time. First time because we're actually tracking it, maybe? I mean, what is... Yes. This is like the same argument I think about every time is when people are so focused on how America is polluting the earth and changing its atmosphere, but then they don't look at countries like China or these developing countries that are just like pouring oil in places and trash everywhere, and they're just looking at them thinking, they're not the problem, we just need to be better. No. How about you help raise that up, and then we can all rise up? No. Or just, don't cripple our entire economy for your stupid agenda about rare earth metals for solar panels. And China's like, yeah, we'll dig those up for you and we'll ruin our earth for you because we'll get paid way more money. Glenn Loury, an Ivy League economics professor and host of the blog The Glenn Show, big supporter of the Glenn Show. I like the Glenn Show. It's very academic-centric and thought-provoking, and I like it, blasted the teaching of identity politics in higher education, calling it a criminal abdication of the pedagogic responsibilities while asserting a teacher's responsibility to challenge students' preconceptions about themselves. That guy is too smart for his own good, and I like it. San Francisco mayor announces a $3.75 million redirected from law enforcement to black-owned businesses. Okay. You mean those businesses that are probably going to get destroyed by riots and all that stuff, and who do you think is going to come help stop that? Nah, not the police. That's right, defund the police. That helps a lot. You guys are special. AOC on Planned Parenthood says, which performs 300,000 abortions a year, said that they actually save lives, and she's a Planned Parenthood baby. I did a little breakdown on it. It's on my TikTok. It's on Instagram and TikTok, and check it out. What? When I was watching that video, I thought, you know what, this is the most politically charged thing I've ever seen in my life. Speaking of politically charged, Samantha B. talked about Republicans on Wednesday and pushed them for pushing transphobic bills and telling them to mind their own effing business. Who watches the Samantha B show? Literally. I'm honestly curious. Do you watch that show? Because she was never funny to me. So I know why she got her own show. The 4 police officers involved in killing George Floyd have now been indicted on federal civil rights charges, alleging the officers violated Floyd's constitutional rights. That's right, George. That's right, Derek Chauvin. You think you're going to get out? We're going to keep pushing more charges on you. Oh my gosh. This political party is very authoritarian. British regulatory now advises people under the age of 40 years old, previously 30, to use vaccines other than AstraZeneca due to blood clot risk. Hey, don't say that. That's fake news. New hit piece on DeSantis is saying DeSantis fired 5 staffers within his first 6 months of taking office in 2019, and he ordered the head of Florida Republican Party to fire an official who had cancer. It's like so maniacal. Hey, yes, you have cancer, you're dying, you're fired. Good luck paying for it, loser. And on that person's first week back, apparently from that person's first week back from surgery, he's like, oh, you just got surgery? You're fired. They also said that they had to lure, this is my favorite part, they had to lure DeSantis into meetings with cupcakes. Come here, piggy. Pretending it was someone's birthday. So that's how you get DeSantis anywhere. DeSantis, it's my birthday. I have cupcakes. Come hang out, bro. And they blamed him for his mistakes. I don't even believe anything of that. As soon as I saw the thing about cupcakes, I was like, are you serious? Maybe that happened one time. Maybe there was like one instance where DeSantis was busy and they were like, DeSantis, it's Frank's birthday. And DeSantis is like, I got a lot of stuff to do, man. And he's like, dude, there's like going to be really good cupcakes. And he's like, cupcakes? I could go for a cupcake. And it happened one time. And they're like, every single meeting we go to, we have to lure him with cupcakes and cookies and soda and all those fatty ingredients. God, it's so stupid. But it might be true, and who cares at the same time. Pro golfer Dan Bowling, 26 years old, is arrested while trying to meet up with an undercover detective posing as a 15-year-old girl who he had been sexting with for a month. Ew. Gross. Ew. Axe Files podcast, Jen Psaki said during the podcast, I think it's going to be time for someone else to have this job in a year from now, or about a year from now. That's a quote. So apparently she's thinking about already leaving, which I don't blame her. I mean, that job is obnoxious. It doesn't matter what president you work for, dealing with those stupid reporters every single day that ask stupid questions and occasionally ask a decent question. And she said that she advises against Biden from taking impromptu questions. Of course they advise against that. It's so freaking obvious. I know he wants to because he feels like he wants to be seen as like all there, but anyone watching knows that you take a span of impromptu questions, more than one, more than two, more than three, we're getting into territory we've never been before. Ozarks realtor, 44 years old, charged with plotting to pay hitman $1,500 to kill her mother-in-law while daughter saying grandma will die soon before her arrest. Yeah. Why do people do hitman pieces? I mean, it just seems like such an obvious plot to get arrested. Is there a really hitman out there that people don't know about and get away with it? Last years, it's like a video game or something. Like, oh, I saw this on a movie. I bet there's hitmans out there. And Craigslist ad. Craigslist, beep, beep, beep. Looking for a hitman. Must have references. Rigby Middle School in Idaho, school janitor is shot by 6th grade girl who also shot 2 fellow students while being disarmed by a teacher. And why that wasn't on the news and every single channel everywhere? Because a girl shot these people. I hate the narrative so much. It's like, should be a big story. A girl brings in a gun at school and shoots a janitor and 6th grade girl and also 2 fellow students. I'm worried about where our kids' mental health is these days as we shut them out and told them not to see anyone and put their masks on. And it's just a lot for a kid. New York City. This is a weird story. New York City is still storing 750 COVID victims' bodies in refrigerated trucks on Brooklyn Pier 1 year after the pandemic hit. There's just 750 bodies in refrigerated trucks? What the heck? The conspiracy theorist in me is like, What are they planning? China opens Mount Everest north side to a limited number of virus-tested climbers. Even after testing negative, climbers must undergo temperature checks regularly and stay 13 feet apart at the summit. They will be provided masks and disinfectants. That's like the most insane story. Can you imagine climbing the Mount Everest with a mask and having to wear a disinfectant and being temperature checked and staying 13 feet apart? And you're like, we're on the top of Mount Everest. Why am I wearing a stupid mask? You tested me yesterday. A UK conservatives have won the Hartlepool by-election, taking the constituency for the first time since it was created almost 50 years ago, with Jill Mortimer defeating the Labour candidate Dr. Paul Williams by 6940 votes. Conservatives taking over England? You don't say. And today in history, in 1896, serial killer H.H. Holmes is hanged in Philadelphia. H.H. Holmes. Triple H. Is that a wrestler? Wait a minute. Isn't he? I don't know. I don't watch wrestling, so I don't know. But what a weird... Triple H, I think... I'm going to be called Triple H because I really like the serial killer H.H. Holmes. Big fan. Hanged in Philadelphia. I was born in Philadelphia. His body is cool. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Please share this news with anyone and everyone you know. Share it on every single platform available because they don't promote me and they don't care about putting me to the top of any search algorithm. So the only way to do it is to fight back against it by sharing and commenting below if you're watching a video, or and just letting your friends and family know is the best way to do it. I think word of mouth is always good because there's so much competition for podcasts out there. But I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me and my spiel. Have a fantastic day. And as always, I'll see you on the next episode of the Derek O. Say Show.